Yeah, definitely. So it's actually funny because we recorded some content that we're going to be putting up on the EGT platforms coming up. And one of the big things we talked about was shooting slumps and how to get out of them. And the first thing I always do is we address kind of the mechanical issues. So we'll go on film, and if we don't have access to our game film, we'll just literally film practice film and let them shoot, 15, 20 reps and get 5 different angles of video. And we'll identify and we'll match those up to previous clips. So one of the things I would recommend for all of you guys is to film yourself during workouts, because that will give you the best indicator. And so when your shot feels the best, have somebody pull out your phone and just say, hey, film it from 10 different angles, 5 different angles, so that as a reference point, anytime you go through a slump, you can go side by side and look at the differences. Oh, shoot, I'm doing this too much or that too much. And so the first thing we would do is then we'd get into like a program to, whatever's wrong mechanically, we'd fix that. So if they have their offhand is doing this and it's opening up, we would do a lot of shadow hand shooting where this hand stays off and really just work on getting it straight. Then we'd keep it flat on the ball and shoot it. Then we'd add that hand and just really focus and lock in on the thing that's wrong. If there's no mechanical issues and it's more of a confidence issue, which is majority of the time, what happens is you start overthinking, which leads to you overcorrecting, and that leads to you overextending the slump. Does that make sense? And so there was a specific instance, Brad Beal, he brought me up to DC, and he was like, my shot's broke, bro. And I promise you, I looked on film. I've watched Brad Beal shoot a basketball over 1 million times in his life. We've worked together for, now this is our 11th summer. And you think we shoot about 750 shots a day, if you do the math. I've literally seen him shoot a basketball over 1 million times in person. That's crazy. So I know what he does on his shot. I taught him, his mom taught him how to do the fundamentals of shooting, and then I kind of perfected and tweaked his shot to make it what it is today. And so I know his shot better than anybody's besides my own shot. And there was nothing wrong with it. So we go in the gym, and I'm like, Brad, shoot 20 shots and let me analyze it. Still, I'm telling you, there was nothing mechanically wrong. It was all in his head. And so I was like, bro, what the hell are you doing with your offhand? He's like, yeah, I feel my offhand. I feel my offhand. Again, overthinking. And so we did a ton of different drills to get his offhand off. And I was like, and did you notice your right foot's coming a little forward? Yeah, I noticed that. We did a bunch of balance drills. Nothing was wrong with his balance. And we did like 3 different things that we identified 3 problems. There was no problems, but we made up 3 things I did as a coach. And I promise you, by the end of the workout, and he's like, bro, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for coming to DC. I'm back. He goes in the locker room to shower and get ready. And his brother comes up to me and like pats me on the back and is like, bro, you are the best in the world at what you do. So, man. And I was like, just so you know, nothing was wrong with his shot. He's like, what you mean? You fixed his balance hand? I said, none of that was wrong. I had to make that up because he was in his head too much. So a lot of times what I would do is, honestly, I would try to focus on one thing, because then it gets your mind off of focus on making and missing. Because you notice when you start missing and you start going into a slump, what do you start thinking about? I can't miss. That's what your thinking is. Or you miss a shot and you try to overcompensate and you're like, it's okay if I miss my last one, I'm a 50% shooter, I'm gonna make my next one. That's fake confidence. That's fool's gold. What you have to do is internally really believe that you're gonna make the shot before you even shoot the shot. That's why the best shooters in the world, they're like shot hunters. Meaning like they're constantly moving and cutting. They're just like constantly like, I just need to shoot the ball. You know what I mean? And then when they develop that sense of what a good shot and what a bad shot is, that's when they become a great shooter. Because the shot hunters that hunt shots and then shoot every shot, their numbers are low because they're not taking quality shots. The shot hunters that take quality shots, so they're both shot hungry and they're shot selective, those are the ones that shoot really well. Because they have good, they're good shooters, they want that, they believe in themselves, and they only take good shots. That leads to good percentages. So I would actually do something different if I worked myself out now, because I know more about the game of basketball and how to train. But when I was in high school, what I would do is I would shoot from basically 10 different spots. So it'd be basically the only thing I would do the 9 main spots. So I'd do corners, low wings, wings, high wings, top of the key. And then I would do one set that was like 5 feet behind, like NBA threes, basically at the top of the key. Those are my 10 spots. And at each of the 10 spots, I would make 50 catch and shoot shots. And then I would make 50 alternating right and left dribble pull-ups. So I was literally shooting like 1,000 three-pointers every morning. And if I didn't make at least 850 out of 1,000, I redid it at night. I was crazy. But it led to me, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I shot 49% in college from 3, and that's, I think, 31st all-time ever Division I history. And I think it was directly because of my confidence. I mean, it got to the point where literally, there was times where I would go left, right, right, left. I would hop. I would just do no footwork. I was trying to make myself miss because I was that accurate. Then I took it to the next level when I got to college because it got boring kind of, because honestly, like, once you're a really good shooter, you can lower the amount of reps and get really quality reps, and really you want to get out of the gym feeling good. You want to shoot until it feels great. But when I was in college, I would do I have to swish 5 in a row, or I have to hit the back rim and make it 5 times in a row. That's almost impossible. Or I have to nick the front of the rim and make it, or hit the right side of the rim and nick, because then you basically lock in your target, and that's a really good thing to do. But if I was doing it now, what I would do is something I do with my NBA guys. I'm going to give you a drill right now that is one of the best shooting drills you guys can do. It's an 18-minute challenge. Okay, I haven't shared this with anybody but my pro guys. So there's the 9 spots. Okay, so in the first spot, you'll spend 1 minute catch and shoot jumpers, and then you'll spend 1 minute doing corner drifts. The second minute, you go to the second, or those are the first 2 minutes. The third minute, you go to the low wing, and you go catch and shoot jumpers for a minute, and then you do curls, like lifts, from the corner to the wing. Then the third spot, catch and shoot jumpers for a minute, and then you do transition step-ins for a minute. The fourth spot is the high wing, the slot. You do catch and shoot jump shots for a minute, and then you do shifts from the top of the key to the slot for a minute. The fifth spot, top of the key, catch and shoot shots for a minute, and then alternating right and left dribble pull-ups for a minute, and then you repeat the same things on the other side. In 18 minutes, Brad Beal made 260 NBA threes the other day. Jordan Clarkson made 250, Andrew Wiggins' record's 229, Zach LaVine's 227. I just created the drill 2 weeks ago. We didn't think it was possible to make 260 threes in 18 minutes, but when you're nonstop, 2 balls, a rebounder, and a passer, you are getting a ton of quality reps. That's 18 minutes. All of them die. If you're in a hot gym, you're literally going to almost pass out. That's what I would do nowadays. I would be a lot more efficient and effective. So instead of I was spending, to get 1,000 shots up, I was spending about 1 hour and 15 minutes. I would turn the shooting machine all the way 0 delay. So I was catch, shoot. I would go into game-like scenarios and spend 20 minutes on that, and then spend 20 minutes on finishing, and then 20 minutes on a certain move. I would get my shots every day, and then I would rotate what the focus of the day was. Very similar to kind of the EGT programs, how they're set up, where you have a main focus each day. That's what I would do. I think there's 2 things. One thing, put scores and challenges on everything. Like I just told you, it literally, so Brad Beal, the first time he did it, had just right over 200. He was the first person to ever do it, and it was his first day back. So we had taken 2 months off, because obviously after the playoffs, you want your body to rest. He'd taken 2 months off, and then that was the first drill I did. I was like a welcome back kind of middle finger up to him, like you should have been here a couple weeks ago. And so we did that drill, and he got right at 200. And Seth Curry was doing it on the other end, and Seth got 199. So Brad barely beat him. And so afterwards, he's like, I did good. I beat Seth. Seth shot, I think Seth was top 5 in the NBA in shooting percentage last year from 3. And I told Brad, I walked over to Brad, and I go, just to let you know, both of you guys did trash. So what do you mean, bro? We just made 200 shots in 18 minutes. I said, I think a great shooter can get to 250. He said, bro, no way. Up here again. Jordan Clarkson comes out. Boom, 250. Well, first, Zach LaVine gets 227. Then Andrew Wiggins does it. He gets 229. Because now it's like you're breaking that barrier. Jordan Clarkson does it, catches fire. Jordan Clarkson had 91 makes after 6 minutes. He is cooking. Then he gets a little fatigued and tired. He ends up getting 250, exactly on the number. That was the goal. Mentally, he got it. As soon as I told Brad, yo, JC got 250, I told you it could be done. Brad, boom, 260. And so what I would do is I would challenge yourself and put yourself in those shoes. I promise you, it's like just put yourself every day and challenge yourself to be better. How many of you guys here would like to play college basketball? How many of you guys in here have college scholarships right now? Okay. Now, how many of you guys that do not have college scholarships think that currently you are good enough to play college basketball right now today? So now the other people that don't have their hand up, what are you going to do to take that leap where you're eventually good enough that a coach is willing to offer you a scholarship? That's what I'm going to leave you with. Go do that. Whatever you have to, go do that to make up that gap between you wanting to be a college basketball player and you being good enough to be a college basketball player. And then make sure you're a little bit better, because you're going to have to be good enough that a coach takes a chance on you. Whatever that is that you need to do to make that happen, go do it. That's what I want to leave you with, all right?